This is the Peter Greenwood Show. We are up here at the Edinburgh Fringe, and I have somebody who's doing a show joining me, or else I'd just be sitting in a kind of dark space with curtains talking to myself for 15 minutes.
Aren't we all?
That's what I'd be doing if I wasn't here.
That's right.
Could you tell me your name and your show title, please?
My name is Justin Elizabeth Sayre, and I am doing my solo show. Justin Elizabeth Sayre is a 40-year-old woman here at the Edinburgh Fringe at Underbelly in the Dairy Room, which I've called the prostate theatre of the McEwen Hall, because it's back and around and towards the front.
See, I'm so glad you explained, because I would have been puzzling for ages, like, what happens in the prostate room?
Well, it is called the Dairy Room, so, the jokes make themselves.
Something's being milked one way or the other.
Something.
How are you today, Justin?
Oh, I'm fine. My voice has kind of hit that level where it's a little more bacal than I would have liked, but that's all right. Well, it's it's salty.
Yes. Yeah. So, tell us about your show.
Well, my show is a solo comedy show written about kind of stepping into one's own power, really kind of claiming a space for yourself. And it's influenced by not only a lot of women in my own life, but kind of those grand dames of the movies, like Elizabeth Taylor and Bette Davis and Lauren Bacall. Partially because my middle name is from Elizabeth Taylor. That's where it? Oh, yes. It's in the show, but I won't give any. I mean, it doesn't really give it away. I don't know that there's a plot twist. I don't die at the end, though sometimes people wish I would.
People often wish I'd die at the end of the video as well.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
We can't be in entertainment if somebody doesn't want you dead.
Yes.
So when Elizabeth Taylor died, I was sitting in a bar downtown in New York, and somebody had left the New York Times with Elizabeth Taylor's picture on it. Actually, it's in Alan Cummings' book of photos, because he was sitting at the table across from me and took a picture of it because it was so kind of picturesque. And I said to my friend, what are we going to do in a world without Elizabeth Taylor? Because she'd been such an icon throughout my life. And he said, drunkenly, you can be Elizabeth Taylor, and I took it too much to heart and changed my middle name to Elizabeth.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it.
It's kind of one of the ultimate tributes.
Oh, sure.
Like if you changed both your middle names to Elizabeth, like full Elizabeth Taylor.
Yeah. That might be a little more severe.
But maybe next time.
Yeah, maybe next time. There's always another go.
So how did that come to be a show?
Well, I had written a version of it like 2 years ago, and I'd done it in Joe's Pub. And then we were, my partner and I, Fempath, who's also doing a show, and I think you're talking to later today, we were talking about what we wanted to bring, and I thought, this is it's a succinct, kind of simple show that I can bring to Edinburgh easily. Having been here once before with a play, Lottie Planchett Took a Hatchet, which was 5 of us. You see how complicated things, like, it can get very complicated.
Yeah.
And I thought, I really want to hone it down and just be kind of me. And this show really means a lot to me. I know that probably sounds reductive, everybody's saying that, but it means a lot to me because I think for a lot of people and there are a lot of parts of myself that really feared getting older and feared kind of stepping into your 40s. You're supposed to have so much figured out and so much kind of decided. And the only things I've really decided on, I think, are who I am. And then everything kind of generates from that. And that felt like a really kind of positive message. It felt like it felt like the great package that I wanted to bring to Edinburgh as kind of presenting myself as a solo artist. I thought it was a really nice introduction. So I'm proud of that, and I think that's why I decided on this piece.
How formed was the show when you decided to bring it to Edinburgh, and has it changed at all since we're only 8 days into the Fringe?
Oh, sure.
Has it changed much since then?
Well, I am. It's not us. I wrote for Two Broke Girls on
NBC, CBS.
CBS, yes.
Sorry.
And it was wonderful training in the fact that we wrote jokes all the time. Even on set when we would do the tapings, we would be writing jokes all night. So I'm writing jokes every day. What I find is, okay, this went well. Like when I go to my dressing room, I write out the entire show. I write out all my beats again from okay, here's how it goes. And then I'm like, oh, I could try this today. I could try this today. I could, this didn't work, so let's replace it with this. It's always tinkering, but it feels to me almost like jazz or like some kind of musical process where I'm like, okay, let's take them here. And I feel so comfortable in front of an audience that I feel like I can really kind of take them with me in those twists and turns in new ways. So it's formed in that I know beginning, middle, and end. That's all set. But I always like to pepper in something new or some kind of little observation just to kind of keep it fresh for them and for me.
And how have the audience been reacting to it? Have they been enjoying it?
They have been enjoying it. It's a strange crew that comes in because there's a lot of gay men, which I love, of course, and a lot of queer people I love, and then there's a lot of older ladies, which I adore. This one lady had a snort to the end of her laugh the other day. I was like, please come to I'll pay for all your tickets. This is too good, But people have been they've really seemed to like it. And I think that what I've gotten back from audience members that I've met with is, yes, they laughed and they had a great time, but a few people were like, oh, I was getting nervous, or I was feeling kind of hesitant about being 40. And all of a sudden I felt emboldened. And that's great. That's kind of the message of the show. So to hear people repeat that back to me is such a gift, and I'm really grateful for it.
This is where you must become therapist, because I turned 40 a few months ago.
Oh my God, how you doing?
Petrified.
Why?
I am absolutely... because I feel like I'm running out of time.
Well, you are.
I am. That's no getting around that.
That's part of it.
But it's coming sooner than later.
Absolutely.
And I just don't know how to handle that.
Well, here's the thing. You are running out of time. We all are. But that means that you have to be more thoughtful about the time you're using, Like, I'm a big one preferring... I say a lot of no's. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. No. Because I know, in my youth, I would go along to be nice, or I would go along to things to be like, and you'd be miserable for a day after.
Yeah.
Now I know myself well enough to be like, I can go to a bar, I can see friends, I can do this. And yes, there's new adventures and new things that I haven't tried, but there's a lot of things that I have tried.
Yeah.
And I know myself better enough to be like, oh, I'll go and be miserable, and I won't be pleasant for anybody else, so I'll stay away.
Yeah.
So I what I challenge you to do, as
Okay.
your little therapist here for a moment, is really take it as it's your time now. It's your time. You don't have to satisfy anybody else. You don't have to be anything else but exactly who you are. And in that, there's a huge amount of freedom that I think a lot of us haven't felt until we kind of step into that.
That's what I want to try and do. Can I tell you a story? A very short
Please.
story about
No,
yesterday.
please.
I went to see a show, and I wasn't directly in the middle, but I was in a row, and it was kind of tight. And a guy came up and he was like, excuse me, can I get past? And I was like, okay. So I tried to move, and he was like, do you want to move down? Do you want to move right down to the end? And I was like, no. I refused to move.
Yeah.
Because I'd chosen my seat. I was there for a specific reason. I wanted that seat. And he was like,
Yeah.
do you want to move down to the end? I'm like, no.
No.
And he's like, okay, fair enough. And just kind of shuffled past.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt. And you can do... I think we're all so afraid of kind of standing in that. Like, it's okay to say no.
Yeah.
And yes, people may have poor reactions.
Yeah.
Certainly. But that's about them. That's not about you.
I also think particularly here in, maybe not so much Scotland, but in the UK, other parts of the UK,
Yeah.
you're expected to do it out of politeness.
Oh, sure.
Like, politeness comes before discomfort. And I'm like,
yeah.
absolutely not. I will not move. I will not do this just to keep you comfortable. If I don't want to do it, I'm not doing it.
Well, I had a story in the show about that specifically. I was on the train a couple of days ago before we actually came up here, and there was a young man standing with his arm holding one of those center poles, and he had headphones on. He was just in his own world, and this woman wanted to get past him. So instead of tapping him on the shoulder, which I guess she thought would have been rude, I don't understand why, she started doing this kind of crab walk back and forth, trying to figure out how to get around him.
Right.
And then she full on limbo rocked right under his arm to get. I said, "That's ridiculous. I'll tap on his arm for that. That's crazy."
Yeah, like I will ask him,
please.
the boy to move. Yeah,
and what I find is, especially here in London, because I've been living in London with my partner for a while now, people are responsive when you talk to them, and you can say, "Oh, I like this," or "I don't like this." If you do it with a nature of, "Oh, I don't mean to hurt you. I'm not trying to be rude, but I don't want to move. Yeah. I would like you to move for a minute." People are pretty cool about things. They, you got to give them credit.
Yeah, that's good to know.
That's good.
Although I think a lot of it is that you don't know how somebody will react.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think the thing also here, and sometimes in London, and I don't mean this offensively, but you have to kind of gauge how much somebody's had to drink at any moment.
Yes, exactly. Yes, that's a big thing in Edinburgh.
There's a lot of beer gardens happening a lot of the time, so you kind of have to always judge a little bit.
Yeah. And I think if you come in with like, "All right, pal, mind if I get past?" "Oh, no bother." If you're like, "Fucking excuse me."
Yeah.
Then it's
totally different. Totally different.
So, what is next for the show after the Fringe?
I think we're looking at some touring opportunities. I'm going back to New York. I have a long-standing relationship with Joe's Pub at the Public Theater, so I'm thinking about taking it back there. I'm working on a bunch of other stuff, so I'm doing a play at the New York Public Library in May of next year, so working on that, and lots of different things, but, very hopeful. I think the run thus far has been really good, and we're really excited to see what comes out of it and what new opportunities, present themselves. I'm really excited.
And before I let you go, I must ask a little bit about Two Broke Girls.
Oh, please ask away.
So, what was that set like? And this is not just between us. Nobody listen.
Sure.
Just between us.
Yes.
Who was easier to write for, Kat or Beth?
Well, I will say both of them are professionals on a level I had not seen. Those girls, and I call them girls because they were girls then, they were so on it. We would literally write jokes for them all night long, and it could be 11 o'clock, and you would hand them practically a new scene, and they could memorize it within minutes and execute it perfectly. So they were tremendous, and everybody was. Even Garrett Morris, who was in his 80s.
Yes.
You could hand him a new joke, and he'd nail it the first time, and it was so precise. I think the one that we all loved writing for, and the one that, if you've ever been in a writer's room, we all end up doing voices of everybody. We all did Jennifer Coolidge's voice. And the thing about Jen, and I think it shows you how funny she is at a certain point she couldn't just make sounds and they're funny. She's just, oh God. It's just...
Is that your Jen?
Oh, no.
Give us your best Jennifer Coolidge.
Oh God, guys. That's probably my best.
I don't know if... Guys, that's terrible.
You can work on it, but it's close. It's getting there. But just tremendous people, and it was a joy. It was an unexpected joy. It came out of Michael Patrick King saw me performing at Joe's Pub and hired me, and it was a total shock. I'd never written for TV before, so it was all just presentation. It was great.
And as a comedy nerd, you mentioned Garrett Morris. His SNL connection are truly something to be marveled at. What was he? Please tell me he was nice.
Garrett Morris is one of the nicest men I've ever met.
That is such a relief.
and such a not only a wealth of information, but I run a playwriting fellowship at La Mama in the States. And when I told Garrett that, he was like, "Oh, I used to write plays at La Mama." He has
That's amazing.
The SNL part of it. If you look at the trajectory of his career, he's been involved with Jamie Foxx and Martin. I mean, he was all over the place.
Yeah.
And couldn't be nicer, couldn't be more generous. Really was just a tremendous human being, and I just adore him.
That is so good to hear. I mean, again, his work on SNL is enough to put him on maybe the Mount Rushmore of comedy.
Without a doubt.
Everything since then is...
Yeah.
I don't want to sound rude, but how old is he now? And he's still...
He's 80-something. He's at least 80, yeah. He's at least 80, and I mean, the last time I saw him, he was still sharp and with it and ready to go,
Which is amazing.
It really is.
Next time you see Garrett, tell him I said hi.
I will.
And also Kat and Beth as well.
Oh, please, absolutely.
And Jen and
all of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
Thank you so much for your time today. Where can people find out about you online?
Oh, I'm on Instagram at Justin Elizabeth Sayre, at, whatever that is. And that's really the kind of hub of everything, and then everything follows from there.
Thank you so much for being my therapist and for indulging me in my comedy nerdiness.
No worries. I'm glad to help.
Thank you. Good luck with the show and good luck with the Fringe.
Thank you so much.
Justin Elizabeth Sayre is a 40-year-old woman, is playing at 6:10 at the Dairy Room at Underbelly, Bristow Square, every day until the 30th of August, not including Monday the 17th. For tickets and information, go to edfringe.com. Until next time, I've been to the Fringe Festival. I've had a good time, and I hope you have too. Bye, everybody, bye.